Like it, man. I like when we're
You're looking a little think today, bro.
what beefy.
Just a little bit.
Fuck, man. I got on the floor to do my first push up earlier, and
Uh,
my elbow buckled so hard that I hit the actual the ground with my chest.
so are you out of commission now, or are you good?
I don't know, man. I think I just need to take some joint.
Fish oil.
I think I just need yeah, fish oil or like even a fucking Advil. I think will do, bro. Should be fine. Why is it so blurry again? Anyway, so thank you for reminding me which episode it was. It's gonna come in handy right now. Hope you guys have your volume down to 25%. In 3, 2, 1. It's the Shant and Ari podcast, you guys. Episode number 38.
Yes.
Live from Boston, Massachusetts, checking in from Phoenix, Arizona. Shant, how you feeling tonight, big guy?
Feeling good, man. It's starting to get to 100 now every day. So we hit the 100 mark.
What happened exactly right now with your AC? What have you called the technician?
No, I have not called the technician because they're all closed right now. But it's fucking our AC went out. It's fucking hot. I was gonna shave, but I'm like, it's too hot to shave. Like, it's just I don't even feel like being in the bathroom right now.
Take a shower tomorrow morning and
Yeah,
call it a
just-
fucking day.
Just hop in the pool or something.
It's not like you got a fucking girlfriend that's gonna be pissed off with you like that right now.
So yeah, I mean that's going on, and I've just been kind of pissed all week, man.
How's your social media experience been this last
Dude,
couple?
I am like level like 99.9 of just fucking over people on Instagram right now. Can fucking people just stop trying to be motivational? Like fucking take this opportunity to fly like an eagle and create, in 5 years they're gonna like shut the fuck up, man. Not everyone's gonna create something. Not everyone wants to create something, dude. Some people just want to fucking play video games right now. It's fine.
Like they're making bank as a pharmacist, and they're just like, bro, like I'm good. Like my pay increases with fucking inflation. I'm fucking recession proof. I'm just here for the food pictures.
Yeah, like why does everything have to be so motivational? Like, first of all, this is my thing. There's two types of people right now. Three, actually. I'm sorry. The one type of person that doesn't need your fucking Instagram story to get motivated to do something because they're already doing something. Okay,
Right,
they don't
right.
need your fucking story. They're not
You're
watching.
getting hidden right away.
Yeah. The other types of people are the ones that don't give a fuck about your story because they are just fucking enjoying life right now or struggling and don't give a fuck about your shit. Like,
Right.
the other, the middle is the idiot who's trying to motivate every day because they're just bored. That's what it is. They're
Yeah,
just
they got
bored.
nothing else to post.
And it's like come up with some new shit, man. Like, geez.
Are you more upset about them creating motivational shit or sharing and then adding their own sort of caption? You know what I'm talking about too. Like there's some
Yeah.
guys who just get up there like, all right guys, I really wanted to get this off my chest. I just think that, or like, are you talking about like, oh, like he saw something sick on like boss.mindset.page.ceo.
Guys, we could all relate to this. You know what? I just deleted Instagram. I'm fucking over it. I'm done.
He'll
You're
be
British.
back.
I will, but it's like, Jesus, man. Come on, dude. Like, I mean,
You'll eventually get bored on this shitter. I know you.
yeah. I don't know. I might be just overreacting, but it's, come on, dude.
I think
as you
you're
go
getting
on-
cabin fever, bro.
No, I'm out like working. Not that like I'm thinking like I have to go to work. I have to go to work every day. I got a fucking boss now. But my thing is like someone's out running in the streets now. Like, okay, Okay, big fucking deal. You're not the first person to run in the street and you're like, guys, you got to get out there and fucking do this. You know, like, first of all, we're not at war. Okay. Secondly, you're not the first human to run on the streets. Okay. Like, it's
Oh,
fucking
wow, you
normal.
have running sneakers, huh? Dedicated for running. That's
It's just,
crazy.
come on, guys. Like, let's be a little better here. Post some funny shit, some memes or something. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that, man.
That's fucking crazy. All right. Lastly, just real quick, just touching up on that, my take on this whole thing. Jim Carrey posted up something like if you're gonna fucking donate something to a homeless person or give something to a homeless person, don't give it to them and like have your phone out, like showing that you gave it to them, because that just makes the homeless person not even want it anymore. Just looking
Yeah.
at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So,
Doing this for the gram, bro.
yeah. Like, do something nice for somebody. Anyway, so I'm with you on that. I've been doing my own thing on social media. I've just been using it to my advantage completely because I know everybody's on it right now, and it's been paying off. It's been paying some dividends, so pretty happy about it.
Have you been motivating people or?
I've been motivating people to eat, I think is
Good.
what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
doing.
I see your shit, man. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I eat it every night, man. So, really good stuff. A lot of good things happening with the restaurant. It's keeping me very busy, but it actually, I wanted to talk about this because
Yeah, what are we talking about today? I have no
I'm
idea.
obviously like I'm sidelined right now. You know what I mean? Like I got the restaurant to worry about. We're very we're surprisingly like very fucking busy, man. So it's just been kind of
You,
stressful.
do you think it's been busier?
Let me explain this.
You know
Takeout.
caterings, right?
Exactly. So you just nailed it, right?
Okay.
Like we're looking for the other 50% that
Yeah.
stems from catering, big ticket catering items. And with those missing, you got to make it up somehow. But I'm not saying that like we're making it up full on takeout.
Yeah.
Like you could have a $20 takeout order that's just a fucking pain in the dick. And it's just like, dude, like, fuck, we forgot to put fries in this guy's falafel wrap. So take it
Well, the
apart,
extra-
let's redo it.
Extra, it's fucking tzatziki sauce. Like, fuck, man. All right. Like,
Yeah, like that kind of shit. You don't have that in catering. Like, anyway, so
yeah. Do you think,
Huh.
side topic, so, like they said, incrementally they're going to start opening shit up. I think, just me, like, spitballing, I think at that time, like, it's going to boom. Like, welcome back work parties, like, not parties, but, like, gatherings. They want, like, they're going to start, I think it's going to open up a lot. Just my take on it. I don't know what you think, but.
I mean, I'm kind of with you and I'm kind of not. I don't know. In Boston, I don't think it's going to be immediate because the reason why Boston saw an outbreak so big and they reacted so quickly to it, the reason behind it was a big biotech firm had like a convention.
Yeah, there was a big one out, yeah.
Yeah, and like 10, 12 people after that had corona. They tested positive for corona.
Yeah.
So at this point, like the big companies that we cater to, they're biotech firms.
Oh.
So they're going to be the ones that are like super like cautious, like no sharing food, no sitting next to it, like work from home 3 days out of the week, then you rotate shift. So it depends on where you are. If you're in Arizona, where the heat eventually makes your fucking brain mush and you're not thinking straight, probably.
Yeah, you don't even care if you got the coronavirus. You're like, it's too fucking hot.
Yeah, it's burning on the sidewalk. Who gives a shit? Just fucking roll with it.
Would you like start rolling out some stuff like catering? I don't know, it might be a pain in the ass, but like, if people don't want to share right now, like touching stuff like compare, like make them like compact, like to go, like give out kind of stuff.
How about this? You make such a really, really good. This is deserving of a separate episode.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting too far ahead of myself.
Right. Or we could talk about it now, but I'm
We're not,
really
yeah.
mentally there. Right,
next week let's talk about what are you going to do going back.
right, because I think what you just said is like clutch. Like it's like really, really, really understanding what people concerns are right now
Yeah.
in each
Yeah.
field. Like you can be at a hotel and it's like you know what's going through their mind, or like you
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
tanning salon, you know what's
Yeah.
going through their mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, though, yes, definitely we'll address that next week. Very good idea too. I like where your head's at on that. So I guess really talking about my natural process has suffered. My business process, my sales process on BAC side, because I don't even have a fucking response time at all right now. I'm just like I can't even deal with this shit right now. However, I need to make some money, so I still get. Sean, do you still get happy? Do you still get like a little rush every time you get a lead? Like every time somebody sends you a message saying like, "Hey, I need some help." Do you still get like ooh, like the same as you
Yeah.
did before? Or is that
Yes
just
and
me?
no. Yes and no. Because it's like, all right, do you like, are you going to waste my time, or are you going to we've talked about this, like kind of qualifying them, but I do get excited. Like I got a Facebook message like a couple weeks ago, even though I'm not technically selling anymore, but Betty is, and sisters, someone hit me up and was like, hey, they were, we, couple years, well, I wouldn't even, it doesn't matter who that person is, but yeah, she hit me up. She's like, hey, thinking about buying, blah, blah, blah. Do you have time to talk? I was like, yeah, I'll get you in touch with my wife, blah, blah, blah. And it was exciting, but it's, you still got to qualify them. So you want to talk about our processes, right? Is that what we're doing
Yeah,
today?
yeah. Like let's do this. Let's step back in the time machine for you, and go back to when it was the primary. And I really I want to sort of understand what happens exactly when you get that message. I'll ask you. I'll sort of relay it to you right now. You get the message in your inbox, and I remember at first it was the feeling was twofold. Like, oh wow, somebody's interested in working with me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now, like, I'm just like, okay, I'm past that because obviously, like, okay, like, great, but like let's go deeper than that, right? So, what do you do? Do you like study the email? Do you like what are you checking for when you open up the lead thing, lead email? Like, what are you looking for first? I usually look at like what kind of car they looking at first.
Mm. So yeah, like a year and a half ago, I got someone hit me up off YouTube, emailed me, right? Doctor from New Jersey. He's like, hey, I'm a doctor from New Jersey, blah, blah, blah. Thinking of getting a retirement home out there in the next year or so. Da, da, da. Like, so I'm like scoping through the email, and I was like, you get excited, right? You're like, fuck, it's like, and like my first thing is I'm looking through it. I'm like, okay, what more info do I need? Right? Like, what do I need? Like, what? Because them telling me they just want to buy a house is not enough, right? It's not much I could do to help them with that. So it's like, okay. So now
You
I'm like,
Google
okay.
them.
I look them up on
Shit.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So I started looking at that, and I'm like, okay, they need some stuff. Okay, so I'm like, I break down what more information I need. So I'm like, okay, hey, perfect, awesome, very exciting. Have you guys been out here before? I start asking friendly questions, right? Like non-abrasive, like just we're on the same team here, just, kind of questions. And then I'll layer it with, well, when are you really thinking of making the move? More like deeper qualifying questions that I need to know how serious, because there's like levels of seriousness and there's no bad level, right? It's not oh, you're only a level 1 seriousness. It's like, oh, fuck you. No, it's just like, you need to know where they're at, because that's the best way you're going to be able to help them.
So let me understand something real quick before you go even further than that. So is your primary, like after you got done scanning the email, of course, is your primary motivation to figure out exactly how urgent their purchasing situation is?
Yeah, because in the
Wow.
beginning, I used to make the mistake of like, someone reached out to me. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to sell you a house like right now, like they're like level 10, but like that's me doing them a disservice of treating them like a level 10 when they're just a level 1 in like the gathering information stage,
Wow.
you know?
See, that's something I don't do.
So,
Wow.
and I did it naturally. It's not something I learned. And actually, doing the sales training at this company I'm at, they have category 1, 2, 3 buyers. And the category 1 is they're not in the market. And like, what can you do to get them into the market?
Right.
Like, what condition do they have that you could bring them into the market? Category 2 is someone who's in the market, but they just don't know what they want. And
Uh-huh.
in category 3 is they know what they want. It's like 2 to 3 options, and they need that help. So it's like, and I was like, oh shit, I kind of did that without knowing, But so I wanted to know where they were at, how serious of a buyer, because I didn't want to just go 100% on someone, and that's going to just when they're not even at that stage yet. It's like when a girl's just trying to date you, but you're trying to marry them. It's like it doesn't it doesn't fucking go.
I love that so much, what you just did.
You know,
You got to do that more. I
a little
like
bit of
that.
this.
Yeah, like it's not, you know what I mean? Not compatible.
Yeah.
Um, that's very interesting, man. Wow. So I never do that. So you're
So
saying
what,
that
uh,
you've learned figuring out the urgency of the situation is really, really important to you at the very beginning.
yeah. Because you must get that a lot, bro. Like someone just hitting you up, wants information on a car, or like, hey, what can I get this for? But it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, are you thinking about next year? Are you thinking
Yeah.
about when is your current lease up? What's your current car situation? Like,
Well, I guess tying it back to you, I hope some of the newbies, new salespeople are sort of paying attention because this is like double coming at it from two different angles. Good cop, bad cop over here. So I usually meet it with some enthusiasm, right? I respond back and I'm like, "Hey, Mr. X or Mr. Y, I'm so thrilled that you reached out." And I'll
mhm.
usually, you know what I'll do that'll really get that answer, the urgency answer out of them like ASAP without putting them on the spot. I'll ask them if they've gone to test drive the vehicle yet.
Because if they have, it's like,
So you're
you're fucking,
clearly in the market. You're putting yourself in a position of vulnerability, right?
yeah, yeah, you're ready to get married.
Down to fuck ASAP.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, let me keep it clean.
It's our fucking
Who's listening?
podcast, bro. We don't have a manager. So yeah. Oh, Betty's.
Probably right there. Probably like
Uh, so yeah, I'll usually throw out the have you
that's a
been
nice one.
to.
I like that.
What they'll do is they'll typically respond back saying like, no, no, I'm actually, I just saw a commercial or like I saw it on the road, and I'm sort of curious because I've got 6 months left on my lease, which
Okay.
I've got a lot of damage on, and all sorts of other problems. Are like, no, they'll come back and be like, yes, we were there over this weekend, and we actually have an offer from the dealer, and I'd love to give you the contact information for the dealer so you can contact him.
Oh, that's yeah. That's like
So there's so many like little clues that come out as soon as you say, "Hey, have you gone to test drive the car yet?" Right. So after I do this, typically like details will come out.
well. So let's before you move on because I think that's a really good question because I think trying to think in any other industry, like we got my buddy. He's Kirk. He's a jeweler, right? It's like, oh, have you gone to any stores yet or jewelry stores? Have you seen anything you like yet? That kind of gets the so it could be in any industry.
Screenshots, etc. Like in extra information or information that would be really helpful.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I actually went to this one jeweler and he said he's going to charge me 7,000. This is what I have. Instead of saying like, no, I don't know anything. It's like, okay, now you know.
Yeah, they almost expedite the process for you when you
That's
approach
a
it
good
like
one.
this. Not to say that figuring out what urgency they're at. One of the biggest tools that we had at the dealership was asking that question, how you did indirectly, was I'm actually trying to think of the exact question that we were trained to ask. This is one of the first. It was I want to help you as best as I can. How soon do you need a vehicle? Right? How soon, as in like I don't want you to rush into it, right? But like I want to know so that if we need to take our time, which we don't want to do, that way we can do that. How soon do you need it? And they'll usually come back and say like, buddy,
Oh no, no, like
yeah, take it easy. I'm just here fucking test driving everything. So, long story short, there's multiple different ways. If you want to play the good, good cop sort of side to it, like, oh, have you seen the car yet? Or have you seen have you checked out rings yet? And usually a ton of information will start to flow up.
mm-hmm.
And this will really, really define your process. If your process is disciplined like yours seems to be right now, or if your process is sort of Mickey Mouse, which mine sort of is. I'm very, very flexible on mine. I don't necessarily stick to a script. I play it by ear, but I'm very, very, because I know my product very well, I'm able to stay flexible because I'm letting them almost guide me to the decision that they're about to make. But with that being said, you also give up some control too. And I wanted to sort of ask you, Shant, about that, because we all know, bro, we're both control freaks.
Yeah, I didn't think I was until like recently.
You just like it your way. Like you don't want it molested. What I say by control freak, I don't mean it in any way that like no, I have the remote, or like, yo, don't touch my stereo. You just like things a certain way. Like, let me go at my pace. I'm not,
Yeah.
you know?
So I'm surprised you brought up the remote thing.
Why?
Didn't me and you have a little fight back in the day over the remote?
That was just a dominance thing, bro. Everybody has to assert themselves over the other. You know what I
I
mean?
had like,
We didn't know compromise back then.
you were like, what, 4? I was like 6, so I had like, it was a beast against you. Or however old we were. No, I was like,
Decent beatings from you, Sako, and fucking Tavit.
so yeah, sorry to think. So yeah, we are kind of control freaks of like controlling the situation, right? Because you want to control the situation because a client, prospect, a lead, a friend, whoever it is going to just go somewhere and take this conversation and take this into a process, into like somewhere it's not worth their time and your time.
And
It's just
take advantage of your time. Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
So how much control do you like to take? As soon as sort of the details come out, do you stop them dead in their tracks, or do you absorb everything like a sponge?
I try to absorb, me, like I'm kind of, I analyze the situation pretty well, but I try to get them, if they email me or Facebook message me, try to hop on a call, like set up a time to talk ASAP, right? Regardless of where they're at level wise, right? If they're level 1, hey, let's hop on a call real quick. Do you have time later today? Just so I could break down like the first initial steps, the process, just to like get your feet wet a little bit.
Right.
But a lot of people are worried because they think you're going to take them from a 1 to a 10. But it's like,
so you definitely realize the level of importance. There's like a certain, there's just a strategic advantage in getting somebody on the phone. You recognize that as a very important thing, if I'm not mistaken. Is what you're saying?
yeah, because if I don't talk to them, they're going to talk to someone else, and it's a game over. That's it.
Do you think that they've even subconsciously they value having you on the phone, as in you're not just somebody emailing them, they can actually like build rapport with somebody because you're on the phone with them?
Yeah, you could have a good conversation with someone, man, and it's like, I don't want to sit through text or email going back and forth 25 times. Like I'm not good at writing out an email on the whole process for you. Like, let's hop on the phone. Let me explain it to you. And my whole thing was like, if I don't get a hold of you, someone else will, and then that's how real estate is, man. It's a dirty game, man. And it's like, if you don't get on that, there was an old saying, which I kind of don't agree with much to it, but there has some truth to it. Speed to lead. You get a lead, how fast can you get to it?
Right.
I don't like those.
A little bit different, obviously, than mine is. You got to get him. You got to get to him ASAP. I actually take my time with it, but I obviously can afford that. I definitely would not recommend anybody that is in the business of responding to leads where they have a lot of competition to take their time. But if you're in a position where you can, this is where it works to your advantage, because if you're in a position where you can afford to respond to it the next day.
So why can you take your time? Explain
because
to me.
They're looking for me, Shant. I don't get 50 leads a day. I don't get
really
leads
confident over there. Fucking the fuck.
I'm sort of a celebrity, if you don't know. So
You don't have a lot of competition.
as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any fucking competition in the people
The
that.
dealer is your competition.
If I don't get to the customer quickly enough, yes, he'll become my competition, because the customer will assume the responsibility on their own until they get the call from me while they're sitting there and like, holy shit, it's him. And then I tell him, like, listen, buddy, like, you got a good deal. I wanted to get you on the phone so I could tell you got a pretty good deal. So just do it. Anyway, so what I was saying before was, if you can afford, like, I've been in plenty of situations where somebody will contact me saying, hey, I need to make a decision on this ASAP. Dealer's waiting. I realize the urgency in the situation.
Yeah.
But if you can afford to do it, where you can take your time a little bit, maybe next day or the day after, over the weekend, like, sent the email on Friday night, get to them on like Monday afternoon.
Wow.
Right? So what I was gonna say was that they're looking for it. Like, why hasn't anybody responded to me yet? Are they desperate? Is it all sales? Is it all sell, sell, sell? And they get surprised when I don't call them or email them back for like 3 or 4 days, and I pop up and I'm like, hey, sorry for the delay. Just catching up on some emails here, and I want to see if I can still be helpful. And usually they'll be like, yes, absolutely. So you build a little bit of trust in them when you do take their time in responding, because it shows that you're not desperate.
Yeah.
Right? This is the same thing with dating. You were doing that thing before. You take your time a little bit, and trust kind of gets built, because there's that level of you have enough. You're not desperate. You're not clawing.
Yeah.
So that works very well in my situation, where I'm doing sort of the nice guy bullshit. Like, I'm not.
I mean, well, first of all, you're not a sale guy anyway that I know of.
But
I mean, there are realtors, fucking badass ones, that aren't like that. That are like that, where they're just like, they'll get to it and they get to it. They have abundance of clients where it's not a big deal.
What is it called? The abundance mindset?
Yeah, I learned that on Instagram today.
Right. Right. These are valuable lessons that you're learning in the people's fucking stories. Anyway, so when you have an abundance mindset, or you're being perceived as having an abundance mindset, it definitely creates a situation where they want to work with you and not the other way around. However, I will say this: I have an abundance of shit going on, so it naturally just works this way.
If this was, if you didn't have everything else going on, that was your number one thing, I think you'd be a little bit more.
Right, because I'm ready, I'm primed, I'm ready to go. However, I do have one particular part of this where I completely agree with you, and the power in it is it's immense. You do 3 days of emailing in a 20-minute conversation. The power that you have in a phone call,
Yeah.
it works wonders in not only getting information out of somebody, but building a relationship immediately on the phone. And that plays a humongous part of my process, believe it or not, more so in the last 6 months because of these AirPods.
Mm.
These AirPods magically close deals, I'm telling you. So a big part of my process is is phone conversations. Now, and I know that I got to tell you, Sean, this is not, for me, talking about something like this is not the most interesting thing in the world. But believe me when I tell you, had somebody told me all this, how to handle shit, had you told me how you handle shit, like right now, the urgency thing, that should be like my number one question at this point on my fucking lead form.
Yeah.
Like, when do you actually need the fucking car? Can you tell me so I can put it on snooze until like that time hits? I'm not.
You don't have a. So I had a lead form when I used to run ads. It was, do you currently rent or buy? Okay. Are you looking in the next 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 plus?
Mm-hmm.
And people will answer pretty honestly.
Right. Because they don't want to have to come back to it later on and say like, I was bullshitting. I
Yeah.
actually need a house in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So besides all that, I guess figuring out what they need and whatnot and how you get in touch with them, how does it usually work with them when you guys are sort of looking for a house? What's your process like? Do you like to get, are you the type of guy, Shant, that'll give them a ton of options at first? Or will you give them one or two to see how they react? Right? Are you
Yeah.
that?
So I don't like to show a shit ton of homes right off the bat, or even at all. Like, I mean, maybe throughout the process, but like, we're not going out seeing 8 homes today. No, like, sorry, like, it's not happening. And that happens here a lot. Like, I know over there where you're at, like, one pops up, everyone fucking runs to it, and
Yeah.
but
The same person at every single open house.
yeah, you're like, fuck, it's you, it's this fucking guy.
This fucking Bobby, you're here. Nice.
No, so first, I like to take 1 to 3 homes, and I say, let's go look at just very small, 1 to 3 max, and just so I could see where they're at, man. What I want to show them some like a shitty one, like see what their bar, like their low bar is, right? So like you guys, right? You guys were looking at a bunch of houses, right? Initially, you wanted probably so much, right? Like you wanted, everything. But
Right.
as the process goes, the bar gets lower and lower and lower.
Compromising and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
because it happens. It's natural. So I want to know right off the bat, like, how low are you willing to go? Like, do you go like, oh, fuck this, this is shit? Or it's like, all right, it's okay, but it's not what we want. Now I know, like, and I want to see how they react to shit. Like, what do they really like? We've talked about this.
Right.
But I never, even throughout the process, if we're like at it for 3 months, 4 months, I'm never out showing 6, 7 homes in a day because people get fucking confused, bro. Like, I get confused. Like, wait, you like that second one? Which one was the second one? The one with the red door. Which one wasn't that the fourth one? Like, and just
You
like,
have it on the MLS. Can you show me the sheet? Yeah.
and then it's like you didn't really like it. It's
Yeah, that
like,
was just an option for you at this point.
so
Like
it's like,
something could like penetrate this decision in like a heartbeat if it just comes up.
so I think, especially in the beginning, with any prospect, any, I think, industry, any business, jewelry, fucking car sales, anything. Showing a lot of options confuses people, man, and overwhelms them.
Hold this thought for a second. Why do you think? So speaking of like process and controlling process and stuff like that, what is the reason you think that people actually need you? What do they actually need you for?
Good question. You know what I think it is, man? Yes, negotiating, right? Which, if you're good, you could save someone money, man.
Yeah, in a heartbeat, because you just
Yeah,
know.
but forget that, because there's some people who are fucking not real estate agents. Just I've had straight up buyers who are just fucking badass negotiators. Like
Right.
they're like, one of my clients was like, "Can I call the agent and talk to him?" I was about to do it. He would have probably gotten a sick deal for himself.
That's
Uh,
what my dad would do. Yeah, like,
yeah, yeah.
I just have a second.
So forget that. Forget the whole contract, right? Like, well, the legalities of it, because there's a lot of legalities involved. Forget all those for a second, right? What people really need us for is someone to make sure they're making the right choice. Like, you always like, you're about to buy something, you're like, you ask someone, should I do this? Is this the right, like, what do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're there to like,
Some family.
yeah, and we're there, like the honest ones, the really good ones are like, nah, trust me, don't do this. You don't want to do this. Or it's like, yes, you want it. Like, this is trust me. Like, when you guys saw the Watertown house, it was probably like, yeah, we want it, but is it like, it's kind of, yeah. I'm sure Bernie or whoever was like, yeah, trust me, you want this fucking, like, it's.
At that point, Bernie didn't have any other choice. It was in this village, or that's it.
Yeah, no option. So what is your thought behind that?
So, like, I'm good at what I'm good at, right? So the person that's reaching out to me is reaching out to me for one particular thing. It's like getting down to the bottom line price, and knowing the bottom line price. Like, basically showing them or telling them what it is that the bottom line price is before they even consider the car. Like, can you tell me what I should and can be considering if I've gotten a certain amount of money? Making possibilities or making options possible is what they're coming to me for. With that being said, the reason why, and Shant, man, like, listen, you give away a lot of very valuable information in this podcast, like shit that could really, really help somebody out just on like a foundational level. However, when it comes to this particular part of closing deals, this could separate people that are just high pressure from people that can maintain their nice persona
Mm-hmm.
and still get what they want to get. And this has a lot to do with manipulation. Manipulation in a way that is not meant in a bad way, but manipulation in a way that could really have a lot of power over taking control back in a situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Understanding what that client is coming to you for, keeping that in the back of your mind, and really letting them assume control. Assume that they have control. As in remember from a few episodes ago, letting their narcissistic personality come out.
Yeah.
Letting them guide the conversation, letting them guide the purchase, as in, this is what I'm looking for. And you absorb every single bit of it. When it comes time to why they actually need you, they turn into a child by nature because they don't know what they're doing. You need to parent them. So when I tell you that giving up control during the process is not a bad thing, that should actually become a part of somebody's process, especially if they're intimidated or they're not as aggressive. I'm not aggressive, Shant.
Yeah.
I might, to be honest with you, I'm probably a lot more aggressive now than I was before. It's just because I just don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But giving up control over a situation is really not that big of a deal. In fact, I like to give it up so that people think that they're bringing themselves to this decision.
So how do you do that? I think I just looked it up. Episode 34, the narcissism. That was a good one. How do you give me one really like practical way that you do that where you let them have control?
Take up too much of my time with details. What they're looking for, what their dream is as far as what they want to be paying. Sort of listing out everything, why the purchase itself is important for them. If they've got kids, maybe they really, really want to talk about their last car and this. Oh, tell me more about. What color was the interior? Just really sucking out as much detail as possible to really get them invested into what they actually want, uncovering it how you uncover it by paying attention to details.
Not assuming what they want. Yeah.
Right. And you do this, I learned this from you, is subconsciously they stop or stand or look toward a particular part of the house. And this gives away a lot of clues, but not a lot of people are in your particular position where you're with them in the same room looking at the product.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really, really paying attention and uncovering as much as you can, letting them assume control. And when you let them assume control over the process, that's when they're basically handing you back control at the end in a nice package. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to knock this out of the park or you're really going to fuck this thing up to oblivion.
Yeah. It's so good example, man. I was training with this one sales girl, right? And I was out with her. They came into the model home. They're like, "Oh, we want to see, one that's kind of done." So we go out there, and she's just vomiting information, bro. Like just fucking. Like I wanted to just like jump in because I'm like the trainee. I'm just like I'm not going to say anything. I'm just sitting here, and we're downstairs, and then they're like, she's like, "Oh, there's a wine fridge here, but you could put it here." She went like 5 minutes on this wine fridge, right? Like, there's different things, but you could put it here, and then you could put it here. I really like it here. And then they're at the end of the 5 minutes, they're just like, "We don't want a wine fridge." Like, yeah, it's like all that 5 minutes was just talking about something that instead of just being like, "Hey, are you guys interested in a wine fridge? Because we have one here. Is that something you guys would want?" No. Oh, okay, move on.
So depressing to think about that they wasted that much time.
I felt uncomfortable and like seeing that from afar of like people just telling people what they think they want is so fucking annoying. And I never realized that. Like I've done it. I'm sure you've probably done it in the past. 100%, we've all done it. But to actually see it, and I'm just like ready to like, "Hey, man, just
can you shut the fuck up for a second, please?" You're blowing it, not just for you, but for everybody.
For everyone.
You just want to go home.
Yeah. Fuck, man. So yeah, that's a good point, man. It's a good tip you had. Just let them tell you what
it's piggybacking off of you, and it's so much that I learned is you do this in a quiet way, and it's not a bad thing. It's almost to the point where like, dude, I wish that you would emphasize this more. Is like letting them sell whatever it is or buy whatever it is that they want to buy. Just guide them there. Show them the way.
So I had a mentor. He was like too salesy, right? I'm going to give you so you could see it. And if you're listening, you're going to miss it. But he would like, so it'd be like, "Ari, so how many bedrooms did you want?" Just
3.
Okay. 3. He'd be writing it down, right? Like 3 bedrooms. Okay. And you're going to be using those for just what? Like bed, like everyone for the kids and everything? Or was it an office? Just like going deep, right? And then ask you the bathrooms. He's writing. And then it's like, he gets all the list down. It's like, and then he would like go really think like anything else and just like, and just look and say anything else and just like ready to write. And like the person would feel so like, damn, this guy's so like involved in my
Right.
wanting to know, because you're face to face with them. It's like anything else, man. Like you just look down at the
While I'm
paper.
here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like what like I'm about to write. Tell me what to write. Motherfucker, I know what he's doing too. I can't do that.
Yeah, that was a little too thing for me, but it's just kind of the realm of like, I can care about the people, man. Don't just try to sell something that we've all done it. Everyone's fucking done it.
I did it at BMW once. It was very uncomfortable because the guy looking is like, you know, I might have to call my wife. Mind if I have your card? Like, and you're just like, okay, no, let me grab my manager, just to see if he has his card, because I don't have mine. That's not it right there. Nope, that's not. And you just see him go. So you got to be careful about that shit, man. You got to like, you got to be kind of discreet with it.
It's super fucking like
It's
just
effective.
uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
You're right. You're right. But if you're the type that's aggressive and you gotta fucking lay me down in front of you, have you heard that one before?
What about the
What it
person?
was.
What about the person? And I know we gotta go soon, but what about the person who's just like, you're trying to get all this information, they're just giving you short fucking answers, like, no, yeah, no, yeah.
So depending on how much you sort of you sort of pick up on this podcast, I really make an effort to try and emphasize as much as I can lately is like the whole like asking questions thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Shant, have you read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yeah,
Dale Carnegie.
yeah. It was kind of boring to listen to. It was
It
rough.
really was. It really was. I listened to a different audiobook that was adapted from Dale Carnegie's book. I'll send you a screenshot of it after.
Okay.
And people nowadays, they're very, very short. They're living in text conversations.
Mm.
Like I heard somebody say LOL the other day. You know what I mean? And it was completely normal. Like I knew what he was saying. Like, but you're not laughing out loud. You just said LOL. LOL. You know, like that doesn't work, bro. You're not laughing. Anyway, so it's really, really it's using their short. What the fuck was that just now? So it's really using their short sentence and taking that very, very important word from the sentence and having them elaborate on it, right? Like what? So you're looking for a BMW. So what? So basically, if you were to tell me, hey, I'm looking for a BMW, and if we're gonna keep this ping pong match of short answers going,
Yeah.
I might respond back with BMW. Hey, yeah, I was looking for maybe a 4-door or something, something with a decent amount of power. And oh, how much power? What are you looking for? You know, a 6-cylinder because the 4-cylinders don't have good fuel economy. All of a sudden, you're uncovering information from fucking Mister Living in Text
Yeah.
to exactly what you need, but it's just taking you a little bit more effort. However, that effort is almost second nature if you can harness the power of getting into them, just making it all about them. And if you can make this a part of your process, this is one of the biggest parts of how me and I think, Sean, I think this is where me and you both do really, really well, regardless of our nature, how we, regardless of smiles, the way we talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, really uncovering them. It's really making it all about them, whether you do it subconsciously or you do it consciously. It doesn't matter. It's all about them until what they need you for comes out. I'm so fucking happy we had this talk because we never talk about
Oh, we never do.
you do this much, like you do business, you see this many customers, you have this much experience, but how what is it? Like, what? How do you do your process?
We should be talking a little bit more about this.
Yeah, man. I don't know about you, Shant, but like people appreciate my process. You know what I mean? Like I take my time where I need to like really understand what it is that you want because I
Yeah,
don't want you making a fucking bad decision and putting it on me after. That's the goal.
yeah. You fucking. Because then it's like at the end of it, it's like, oh, this is fucking all Adi's fault, all Sean's fault.
Yeah, like if you came to me and said, "Yo, like I want a fucking Jaguar." And I know in the back of my mind it's a shit car. I'm like, really? A Jaguar? Why? You know, my grandfather had one, my dad had one, our whole family's had Jaguars, and like, I have a thing for it. I'm not gonna fight you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you your grandfather and your dad both have fucking shit taste and reliable cars. Fucking terrible. Why would you even mention anything like that? You're fucking shattering this guy's whole like legacy of Jaguar ownership. You don't say that kind of shit,
No, no.
right?
You
So
sure you
just
still
let him
want a
do his thing.
Jaguar? You still
Yeah.
want?
Sorry. I didn't mean to speak when you were speaking back there. Um, so yeah, man, it's just you don't want to fucking shoot yourself in the foot by like giving too much advice. Like if somebody's picking it out, just let them pick out what they want to pick out and just play it by ear. Don't fucking tell them shit about how they have bad taste when they're doing it on.
Yeah.
So anyway,
People, man.
bro, I'm considering driving to Arizona. When are you due?
July 4th.
Fuck. That's so sick.
It's come out, bro.
I'm thinking about just driving there.
That's kind of crazy.
That I mean, really don't want to fly anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? I might, because I probably won't travel anywhere this summer.
That's going to be a long fucking drive, though, man.
I could probably bang it out in like 3, 4 days.
You could swing through like Tennessee, fucking Texas.
Yeah, that's
Get
what I'm
some
planning on doing.
barbecue. Get some barbecue. There you go.
That's why I want to do it. Is I want to stop by Austin first.
Ah,
I want to stop by Tennessee. I want to stop in Memphis, get Memphis barbecue. Stop in Texas, get Texas barbecue. Then come to Arizona and get some fucking.
tacos. Tacos.
Maybe me and you will drive to LA for the weekend or something. Come back. Sedona.
Have you been? No, right? No, I
No,
didn't
we gotta
take
go to
you.
Sedona. It sounds like a plan.
Let's fucking do it, bro. I'll be here.
I mean, I don't think I don't think you should go anywhere right
Yeah,
now,
that's my boss. I have two bosses now, Betty and my boss at work. So I got to see if I can take off.
buddy. You got a boss and a half right now.
Yeah.
You got a little boss too.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Maybe next week I'll share another surprise too. Fucking miserable right now.
You'll fight through, man. We'll talk about it next week. Hopefully,
If I live,
you'll live, bro.
stay healthy.
Yes, everyone, stay good, stay safe, keep motivated.
Also, if you haven't heard of it already, the 40-30-20 rule to live by your life. I'll share it in a motivational Instagram post late. I'm kidding. I won't be doing anything like that. Good night, Shant.
Good night, everyone.